today's discussion is presented to you by the Group 2. And today, we are going to discuss all about the forensic services of the Physical Identification Division of the PNP, how it resolves crimes and all the services it offers. But first, I will explain what physical identification is. Here is an overview of its definition. The examination of physical evidence by a forensic investigator is usually undertaken for identification and comparison purposes. The objective of identification is to determine the physical or chemical identity of a substance with its near absolute certainty as existing analytical techniques will permit. In addition, physical objects are often identified by an identifier that is unique from each physical object. The identifier is placed on a physical object by some labeling techniques. The physical object may also be identified by a part number that defines the type of definition of the object. Basic example of this is the serial number of vehicles, as it contains a series of numbers that distinguish their originality from the other vehicles that is useful for comparison and identification in some cases. Now, without further ado, let's proceed to the services of the Physical Identification Division offers.
Macro etching of motor vehicle, also known as acid etching method. It is a technique employed in number restoration which involves the application of chemical solution on the metal surface where the serial number is normally located. It also defines as the examination of the serial number of engine and chassis of a motor vehicle by a crime laboratory technician by means of applying chemical solution on the said serial numbers to determine whether there is a tampering or possible restoration of the tampered serial numbers, and it is conducted at PNP crime laboratories. Purpose of this is to determine whether or not the serial numbers of a motor vehicles or firearms are tampered, as well as restoring the original serial number of an article in question.
Serial number and number restoration is a series of numbers that is punched or pressed into particular object material to distinguish that object from one another. A serial number is sometimes preceded with or followed by letters and symbols, while number restoration is when a letter or number is stamped into a metal surface, molecular disturbance occur beneath the visible portion of the letter or number erased.
Now let's proceed to the different types of serial numbers. First is the stamp number, a number that is pressed or punched into a metal surface. Next is a number that is pressed intendedly using an electrical or mechanical gadget known as engraved number. Third and last is embossed number, a number that is raised from the surface.
Types of laboratory equipment: motor driving grinding belt, gas heating stove, etching bath. Types of chemicals or reagents used in etching examination involves the following. First, for iron and steel, cupric chloride and hydraulic acid plus water. Second, for aluminum, nitric acid plus water. Third, for lead, glacial acetic acid plus hydrogen peroxide. Types of staffs and personnel in macro etching are the following. Laboratory technician, duty macro etching examiner designated by CPID, chief PID forensic group, station head designated by CPID.
Applying for PNP Motor Vehicle Clearance at Highway Patrol Group HPG. A motor vehicle clearance certificate is an official document certifying that the vehicle is not on the list of wanted or stolen vehicles as of the issue date. In addition, the change of ownership that triggers individuals from owning a car, imported or not, to apply for this collateral property document. A necessity to secure clearance would mean and guarantee that your auto or car is either free from any court cases, accident, or crime involvement and may pursue with travel for any purpose. PNP, TMG, clearance for motor vehicles have different requirements depending upon the type of service purpose you want to avail, as well as different levels of fees and charges depending on what particular services you want. In addition, the Philippine National Police Highway Patrol Group, PNP-HPG, issues this certification.
But where to get a clearance certificate for a motor vehicle clearance? Simplified and driver to your nearest PNP, HPG, MB Clearance Division. Type of staff and personnel for PNP motor vehicle clearance. Duty macro etching, examiner designated by CPID. Chief PID Forensic Group Station Head designated by CPID.
Macro-etching of motor vehicle for purpose of PNP lifting of alarm, verification, restamping. Before we conclude, we will explain first what triggers the alarm in motor vehicles. Well, alarms are placed on vehicles with bad LTO records. This may be because its driver was apprehended or because the vehicle is a hot car that was previously carnapped. Now we will explain what are the documents needed for lifting the alarm, including the result of the macro-etching examination.
For lifting of alarm, documents that are needed are the following. First is PNP letter of endorsement, original OR or CR of the motor vehicle or certified true copy of the same from the showing district office. Then the PNP recovery and disposition report and TMG MV clearance, and lastly, LTO motor vehicle inspection report.
Documents required. 1. Original Certificate of Registration or CR and latest original official receipt or OR of payment. 2. Endorsement of district office that issued the latest certificate of registration or CR. 3. Approval of the regional director. 4. Result of laboratory examination from the Philippine National Police or PNP Crime Laboratory. 5. TMG recommendation. 6. Affidavit explaining the reason of the restamping. 7. Affidavit of mechanic who performed the restamping. 8. Actual expectation of MV with duly accomplished MVIR. 9. Taxpayer's Identification Number or TIN.
In conclusion, the PID, also known as the Physical Identification Division of the PNP, is extremely helpful in times of criminal cases, especially crimes that involve carnapping. Just like what happened on November 19, 1999, in case of having a general number 128797, where the vehicle of the man named Gerald Primo was carnapped by Gregorio Elardo, and with the help of the macro-etching PID, it has been identified that the chassis and engine number of the said vehicle is tampered, and thanks to the help of the PID, Gerald Primo claimed back his vehicle.
June 8, 1988, the vehicle of a man named Gerald Primo was carnapped by Gregorio Elardo, and Primo immediately reported it to the authorities. HPG noticed a vehicle that appears to be similar to the reported carnapped vehicle. The HPG became suspicious and started to question the origin of the said plate number. Therefore, they immediately inspected and seized the said vehicle due to the suspicion that it was the stolen vehicle from Brimo. Gregorio Ilardo tried to prove that he actually owned the said vehicle through bringing documents pertaining to his ownership of the said vehicle. However, through the help of the macro etching and stenciling process, it has been proved that the vehicle that is seized from the suspect is the same with the carnapped vehicle from Brimo. It has been proven that the chassis number that has been altered and tampered from LO49GV-0034B to L049GV-0054B. Moreover, the evidence was strengthened due to the similar plate number of the said vehicle. Because of that, Brimo finally claimed back his vehicle and Gregorio Ilardo was arrested.